My name is Omoboye Adeboye. I said in the last election, I was part of those that contested for my state assembly. And out of 7 standing, we were 3. Out of 3, I was 2. Out of 2, I lost in the primary. Now, I said I spent up to like 7 million naira. I sold everything I had because I really wanted to have that position, and I lost. So out of nothing, I came back to Abuja, and I picked up again. But what Moses was saying is as if it's just automatic. You said you were on the street with Timaya. I know Timaya very well. What I wanted to ask is that you didn't tell us how it worked, how you picked from the street. You see, Nigerian factor is really long, that you need to just have to tell the youth some experimentable things that we can pick up from, rather than telling us English or grammar. So what me I want to like, what me I wanted to pick up from, because it's like, I wrote it in my third question, but I don't know if it's mentioned.
I think the summary of Adeboye's question is he wants to know practically how you picked up from the streets. Mr. Moses Siasia, can you help him in a minute? I think you need to read a book, but in a minute.
Thank you. If I want to tell you that part of my story, it will take days. Because, well, I don't know where to start from. But I'll start from somewhere. After selling oranges, I needed to go into the university when I was in secondary school. It was quite difficult. I wrote JAMB. I could not make up to the score that is required because I was busy hawking and fending for myself and my family. I wrote JAMB twice. I couldn't make it. So I now went to do some A-levels in an institution called CAS, the River State College of Arts and Science in Port Harcourt. If some of you here grew up in Port Harcourt, you would know. After that, I got admission to study mass communication. It was quite difficult to go into the university because I was actually asking my mother, where are we going to get the money from? At that time, we had lost our father. My mom is a cleaner in NNPC. She's still doing that job till today. So it was a very terrible experience. We had no house. We had no place to go to when our father died. And we discovered that my father's brothers, they had a meeting and they said all of us should go back to the village to stay because there was nowhere for us to stay at all. And we took our hope to God. And my mom went to the church. I met our church pastor and told my church pastor about this development. And the pastor said, we are going nowhere. The church will support us. And that was how the church built a bacha for us. And we're living in the bacha house. And then my mom was receiving about 2,500 as salary. She was left to train. She had, from my mother, we are 7. And from my stepmom, we got 2. So my mom had to fend for the family. So that was how we started. We're helping her. And when I got into the university, I got admission. We got some church members that assisted us, supported me, paid my fees. And part of the fees, I used it to set up a washing. I bought a washing machine that I use in washing rugs. And I went to a school where they were teaching people at that time at Ajib Estate how to plant flowers for people. So I went to those schools. So I was washing rug and at the same time planting flowers for people. So if you're coming to the estate, building your house, I'll go to you and tell you that, look, I can plant flowers for you, and all that. So that was how I was planting flowers for people. And that was my story. So in the university, I didn't make a good grade. I made 2-1, but it wasn't good for me. I'll tell you why. I'm somebody that loves education. I love reading so much. I want to be excellent in everything I do. I want to stand out among my peers. But because of my circumstance, and at a point in my life, after my secondary school, I got an injury. If you look at my leg, I couldn't walk for 1 year, one entire year, because a nail pierced into my leg, and I did not tell my parents. So at the point they said they were going to take me to the hospital to cut the leg, to amputate the leg. And I said no. That morning, they had to dress me up because I couldn't walk. So my mom said we should go to the hospital. And that was the D-Day that they were supposed to cut this leg. I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. That I believe that I will walk with this leg. So that was how, they now sent some nurses to the house. They were cleaning the legs, and all that. So we had to pray. I had to pray. It got me very closer to God. I told God that if I could walk again, I would serve him all the rest of my life. And everything I have, I will use it for humanity. And God healed me after 1 year, 6 months. I had to learn how to walk again. So those were my ups and downs. In the university, it was tough. And at a point, the militancy thing was of the increase in Port Harcourt. That was when you had the Asari and Ateke fight and all that. It was a serious thing.
Praise the Lord.
So the oil companies were losing their expatriates. The white people were leaving. So I said, why? And there was actually a need for expatriates in terms of subsea engineers, underwelder engineers, and all that. So I started going to the web, sourcing for these engineers myself. I will now put an advert. I'll say, okay, if you're a qualified engineer, if you're a subsea engineer, please send your CV and all that. So when they send CVs, I'll go to this company. I'll tell them that, look, I have these engineers, these qualified engineers. Okay, they will ask me, okay, where is the CV? Where is it? I will give it to them. They will now pay me. I will go and bring the engineers, and that was how I started making money.
So, well, the secret of men is in their stories.